Here we are. 372. We'll do some chopping with her today. Hopefully a nice bit of silver birch felling. She's just been fully cleaned by me, of course. And she is ready to do some cutting and sharpened. So let's see, she's got 24-inch on her, fully stock. It's a 2004 model OG, although yeah, that's what they came with back in 2004, which on newer ones would not be stock, but that is stock on these, so that's nice. And we're going to be fueling up with this steel canister because why not? So yeah, brand new steel canister, so we're going to be using that to fill it up today. Let's go. we're just pinging off all the small ones, because that's what you want to do. I mean, you can come and see this. Whew. Oh, it's tricky. Now, I did get pinched on a tiny one, which was, it's always great when you do that. It's when you just underestimate a tiny bit of wood. Again, the gear is here, and the idea is not. That's the 7.2. This is I think they call this a homeowner's chain, or like an ordinary chain, right? See if we can focus in on this. Right. Whoop. Nope. No chance, right? Let's try switching modes. Basically, Oregon bar. This is 24 inch on here. Right, and I sharpened it a couple days ago, right? Look at what we're throwing. This is not full chisel or anything. This is birch wood. See if we can focus in on this. It's hardish wood, although this is the softer of hardwood, I'd say. It's macroed in. Look at that. Look at that. Look how big they are. There's not just one tooth. You can tell that this entire chain is throwing chips. And this is a 372. It's a 2004. As far as I'm concerned, I bought this second hand, okay? £400 chainsaw. Had an 18 inch. It was a cracking shot. It was cracking with an 18. I mean, lots of people run these with 18s because the weight, they are heavy chainsaws. These are really heavy, particularly compared to like a 3, like if you run a 261 and you get one of these, you're going to feel that this is a lot heavier. I'm saying 261 from Stihl. This is a much heavier chainsaw, right? I did all of my, so I've got a chainsaw ticket, and I did all my training with a 261. It's a brilliant chainsaw, but this is so much heavier, and they're like, when you pick it up, why the hell would you use, and then you cut with it, and it's just, these are remarkable. And if you spend your time sharpening, you have to have them sharp. If you get them sharp, this will cut just as good as any other saw. Lovely big bar on it. I mean, it's heavy. It is heavy, and I'm a small guy, so I feel the weight a lot. But it'll cut wood all day long. And I can cut wood all day long because I'm young. I don't feel pain after the day. I know people who say, you know, after a day's cutting, this will get on their nerves, and the next day they'll be like wiped out, because you will do it. And even I'm young, and I get wiped out after a day of just solid using this, right? And I'll feel it, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit painful. So you have to be very careful, because I think it is all in the weight of the saw. It really is. If it's really lightweight and it's powerful, it's the dream, right? These are heavy, but they have the power. The other thing is reliability. This is really, I mean, it's 20, I think, well, we're in 2026 now. It's the second day of 26. So this is 2004, what's it, 22 years old now? And as far as I know, this is the original piston cylinder. In fact, I think it's probably had a piston ring at some point, because, I mean, it's not got a load of compression, but she's got some there. But I'd probably say this is the original piston and cylinder, and also piston ring. And it's 2004, 7.2. And here in England, I know that some of them have high tops, but I think that's the newer X-Torque version, which is very similar, slightly heavier, slightly less power. And this, in England, we have these on them, which I think in Canada it is. They have very strict regulations on the exhaust pipe, so these are all sort of small, like little side. This has that, which almost looks like a muffler mod. It's not a muffler mod, unless this has been modded. This is what all of them, they have that little outside port on them, right? And this is 24, so it's not the biggest bar. I know people run 32s, right? So I'm not going to run a 32 because of the size of me as a person, which makes sense if you think about it. You run the bar for the size of you, and because I'm not that big, I'm not that tall. I don't need a 32 to be able to just run this and cut on the ground. I'm only 5'9", so I can cut comfortably with a 24, maybe a 28. But this won't pull a 28, not stock in this. It's not been ported or anything. It's literally stock. 20 years old. It's probably not going to run a 28 or a 32. I mean, 32, you're going to be really slow in the cut. So you might as well just run like a 20 inch, in this case 24 inch bar. I'd say a 20 inch you're going to get a bit more power. But the 18 inch I thought was too small. I've had loads of people say just put the 18 back on, because you do get like that instant like whoom whoom whoom, and because it is old power, you know, it's very old fashioned. If you look inside like a, I don't know, 500i, and it has like that injection, and it looks completely different. Like they look like an alien technology, right? This is proper old. It looks like a 2 series saw. They didn't change a lot, but it's just, the power is just brilliant. It just goes. The other thing is screws come loose all the time. I reckon that's the 20-year-old sort of Loctite is just worn off. So it's had new muffler bolts, which I put new ones in with new thread locker, and this always comes loose. I think that needs a spring washer or something, because if you go tight on these, then the chain brake doesn't return. So I don't know why that does that. Maybe it's broken, I don't know, but it seems to work fine. The inertia brake still works, so I'm not overly concerned. Yeah, but look at this chain. I'm literally a novice to sharpening. I haven't sharpened that many times, but I've done a cracking job on this chain. I mean, it took me a long time. I think I did it over 2 days, so I did one side one day, ran out of time because we're in winter at the moment in England, and it literally goes dark in about 10 seconds. I think it's only like it's not even 1 o'clock yet, and it's already feeling like it's going dark. It's like, it goes dark too quick, right? And I spent one day doing one side, another day doing the other side. Obviously not the whole day, I'm not that slow. I spent like, I don't know, an hour doing both sides. But like, I spent my time on it, because that is longer than I usually do. I usually spend like 45 minutes just whip over it. But I really went, okay, I'm going to get each tooth. I'm not going to get them even, because I know people say don't count strokes, don't get them even, because they'll cut the same regardless. But I'll just get each tooth sharp, and I'll take the rakers down. I took them down three strokes with a flat file at an angle, because I've been watching videos. Bucking Billy Ray Smith on YouTube, who does loads of really good sharpening videos. Like, he is the best, I think, at sharpening. Maybe not, but he seems really, like, he knows his stuff. And he was saying, don't do it straight across, do it in an angle, because otherwise it makes a horrible, like, sort of noise. It sounds like a train derailing or something. It sounds terrible. So yeah, I started going at an angle at them. I mean, that is cutting. I don't know how much better this chain will cut. I mean, when it was brand new, which it's a relatively new chain, like it's not had loads of, I think it's got 4 tanks of, no, more than that, probably 10 tanks of fuel through this chain. And I try not to blunt it as much as possible. I'm pretty good at not grazing the ground too much, but you know, it always happens when you're chainsawing. But I mean, that's cutting all right. That'll do. Like, I mean, I could probably get it better, but it's like, it's cutting quick, and that's the quickest it's cut for ages. Because I was cutting wood, really big timber with it. You do feel it. It starts to lack power compared to, because I don't go with 500i. Using them side by side, it's like this chainsaw's left behind compared. It's just the truth. I mean, of course it is. That saw's bigger CC, and it's injected, and it's, you know, 20 years newer, so it's always going to be, it should be fast. If it's not faster, then we've got a big problem. But you know, they've moved on from these, but they've still got a place, I think. And I'm certainly going to try and keep this saw for as long as I can and keep it running as good as I can, because there's not many of these OGs still around that have not been touched, if you see what I mean. And I kind of want to keep it like that and just keep running it as it is. And I'll probably buy another saw. I think the 564, if that's any good, I'll get that, run it alongside. But because, you know, then I can sort of keep this thing nice. But she's running beautifully. Great little bucking saw. I mean, people say these are some of the best chainsaws out there. I'm going to agree. One of the best saws I've used. This is all going to go down and hopefully be burnt. There's tons of it though. So a lot of brash from one little tree. Look. Many loads later, we're finally finished. It took a long time. As you can tell, that's where the tree was. It's now gone, like magic. Many loads with the tractor up and down the hill to the bonfire heap, which is down the bottom. Cracking bit of cutting though. This is the tree. This is what I left. Good bit of stump, that'll be good for the wildlife because it's going to rot down and, you know, do all its exciting things. This is the big bits of wood. There's loads of tiny stuff that's been put in dry, but I reckon we'll put a tarp over this and then just keep this as sort of big bits and small sort of medium bits. But that's some good burning bits of birch, but it is now pretty much dark. The phone makes it look brighter than it actually is out here. It is really quite dark. I can barely see, but the phone can, so, and yeah, tractor is running perfectly. So there we go, good day's done. I hope you've enjoyed today's video about 372, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.